Okay, welcome to another episode of Rooted. We're here with assistant coach of Cavalry FC, Martin Nash, and goalkeeper coach, Kitman, many hats. He's wearing a rail yard hat today, but Jordan Santiago. Thank you guys, appreciate you guys coming down. You know, stories, your guys' stories compared to everybody else's you guys have, your stories are completely different. Where you guys come from, your backgrounds playing. Start with Nash, when your career of football, how did it all kind of start for you, and kind of walk us through briefly. And it's probably a long career, a lot longer than Jordan's. But.
Super long. Look at his hairline.
Yeah. Well, mine was kind of odd, but just the soccer part of. I got an invite to the U20 national team camp way back now, but played a game. They didn't really know much about me because I was from Vancouver Island. And, played in one game. They scored a couple goals. They're like, "Hey, you're on the team." So I was about, I think I was 18 years old, and kind of career just kind of snowballed from there.
So where Gold Cups have got to be a big one on your hit list, or no?
Yeah, it's probably my fondest memory in the game, really, because you always want to play for a national team. That was a big thing for me, and that Gold Cup was just kind of, lightning in a bottle, or whatever you want to say. It was just right timing. Everything fell in the right place at the right time, and the right people, right players. Got a little bit lucky with a flip of a coin at the after the group stage, but it was an amazing experience, and one of the best things that's happened in Canadian soccer for men.
Jordan, where did you? I know you're a local boy, so
yeah, mine started a lot before Nashy. Like you said, started when he was 20 years old. That's when he started playing soccer. So that's when his started. But mine, probably started when I was 4 or 5. Super soccer committed. I got thrown in goal because I like picking up the dandelions in the grass. So it was super committed,
I was about to say,
yeah.
we got something in common, and I can see nothing's changed. So.
Yeah, but I've got hair on my head, right? So it's a little bit different, but, I started a little bit younger in Nash. Nash is a natural talent. He does whatever he wants, plays whatever sports he wants, and he's good at it. It runs in his family. I'm a little bit different. I had to pick up grass and dandelions as a kid, and that's how I got into it. And
it helped your flexibility.
Helped my flexibility, right?
That's why you're so good at
my
getting down
back's not as stiff anymore, so we're good. And so I came through Calgary, and I think I moved away when I was 16. I played for Blizzards here and Chinooks before Blizzards. And I call it the life cycle of clubs here in Calgary, where you have a big club and a small club and a big club all in the same club, as kids come and go and coaches come and go.
Yeah.
So played for them, and then after Blizzards we went over to England, played a tournament and did really well. So I got invited to Reading Football Club, and after not making it there, they sent me on to Cardiff through Alan Rickwood. And signed there for a 2-year apprenticeship, and the rest is history.
So from there you went on to Holland as well?
Yeah, so after Cardiff I there served for 4 or 5 years and played over in the second league in Holland for a year, and really great experience until you go into the training ground one day and they found out they were paying me too much. So the club went bankrupt, and we went into the training ground, tried to open the doors one day, they didn't unlock, so coach shows up and says, "Sorry guys, club's bankrupt, no more club here. Good luck in the future."
You guys embarrassed that club that bad.
Hey, man of the match, team of the week, club goes bankrupt. There's a correlation between all of that. I'm not saying it was me, just saying in general.
Just too much. Too much.
Yeah, so then after that, I had an opportunity. I was training at West Ham in between seasons, and they offered me a job coaching. So it was too good. You don't get offered a job at a Premier League club very often. So. And
you were academy goalkeeper coach.
Yeah, so I was head of goalkeeping for the youth development phase, which is really their whole, from their under 16s downwards. And looked after them. So when that opportunity came up, my old goalie coach was working there. You can't say no to that kind of stuff. It's too big. It's too big of a club to say no to.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
So Nashi, Tommy mentioned some about 5 or 6 championships you've won.
Yeah, I won a few, including the Gold Cup, but in the USL, A-League, different variations of those leagues, I won twice with the Rochester and twice the Vancouver Whitecaps, and then the Gold Cup would make it 5. So
I guess that was Whitecap. When was Whitecap? So that's obviously pre-MLS days, right?
Yeah, so we won, I think, in 06 and 09, or
Oh, okay. Yeah,
can't remember exact years. Not great with that, but
Yeah.
those eras. So just before the MLS came about.
Okay. So what do you see the difference in kind of how the things were run then, and then how things are now a little bit, and what you're seeing now, stepping into a role like that when you're playing in the A-League and USL, and then now kind of how things are coming about with CPL?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's amazing because, when I kind of came into the pro game myself, there was two teams in Canada. There was Montreal and Vancouver. And, to see it grow into the 3 MLS clubs that have come along, and then now the CPL adding 7 clubs, it's brilliant. It's amazing to see. I wish I had those kind of opportunities. For me, it was kind of, if you made it one club, great, and if you didn't really get the chance. You had to go overseas. So it's just creating more potential for players, for late bloomers, for any Canadian players to really make it as a professional. Whereas back then, you either made it in the club you were or went overseas. And the opportunities are just greater now for players, which is great to see, and I think it's going to be great for Canadian soccer.
Yeah. Jordan, a little bit about, going at such a young age. You said 16, 15, 16 when you went over. So what was that like at that age to jump over into, these kids some of them are grooming and it's just careers for them, and like that's the only thing they've ever known. So what was that like jumping into that role?
Turns into the only thing you've ever known is soccer, and I like it really does mature you quickly, moving away from home at that age. Like, did half of grade 10 at Bishop Carroll, so did 0 of grade 10, and it matures you really quickly. I think it brings you a different sense of humor, and it's a different lifestyle. Like me and Nash were playing pool over there earlier. It's like, so what rules are we playing? So, well, when I was in England, it was these rules. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I know. So it changes a lot. Now that the players don't have to go across to the CPL or even with the MLS, before CPL came along with those players going to Whitecaps or wherever they went, it's different. I think there's benefits of both for sure. I don't know. It's a sensitive topic, I think, for someone who's gone away from home at that age.
It must have been a culture shock in a sense.
Oh,
like
it's a
getting
culture
off the
shock
plane
for
and being
sure.
like,
It was stayed with my first billet family there. Had orange juice for dinner one day and woke up the next morning with no orange juice in the fridge. So yeah, it's a culture shock for sure. With well, I don't know how to say it. It's different for sure. But I stay with a really nice family over there. I have some really good friends over there from that. But different lifestyle for sure. It changes you. It makes you grow up, and it is different from staying at home. There's benefits of both, though, for sure. Like, you can't say one's better than the other. There's benefits of both, and I still think, like, if you have a chance to go over, and if you're a player in Calgary or Vancouver or Toronto, and you have a chance to go over to a championship or a Premier League club, it's hard to say no for an MLS club. Never mind a CPL club. It's like, you're not going to say no to a Premier League club. Don't care who you are. When you're from Canada or the States, it's hard.
I guess if anything, it got a little easier for the generation coming into it now compared to what you guys had to go through to make it happen. Well, Nash, 20 walks on the field and starts playing.
Nash walks on the field and he's 20. But no, there's a lot that's changed though. Like, I think we all speak about it from us playing. I think there's a lot of like human rights issues that went with us playing. But over there, back in the day, there's a lot of stuff that went on that wouldn't happen now, and the sports science, money, and everything plays a part into it.
It's a lot different. Culture's even changed over there. You used to get given a boot boy that would clean your boots and do a lot of he was almost a slave to you. Before he went off to do his training, he would be cleaning your boots and washing the locker rooms. They did everything right. It was a true apprenticeship from that side. They really worked those kids hard. Nowadays, you can't really do that anymore, right? Human rights has come into it, but it was a big. I mean, you went through it probably, right? It's a big learning experience. Some of the things that they put you through.
He's probably still going through it.
Honestly,
he's still trying to get over it.
That's why he's so shocked right now.
Kit man cleaning Nash's boots, it's really hard. Like, when you get into it, like, his boots are very special. But we used to sweep changing rooms, clean boots, and our boots used to be as shiny as some people's heads on this table. So it's really tough.
I was about to say, I was like, I'm feeling now, I'm starting to sweat. To go some of these topics, what would you say would be one of your most memorable moments as a footballer?
I think there's a lot. Honestly, there's a lot. Like, you go through a lot. I think there's different stages here. Now would be like a guy, one of these local guys who got offered a CPL contract, is sitting down in Cardiff after 2 or 3 years as an apprentice, where you do all that work, where you're cleaning boots, you're going to train, you're waking up at 5 a.m. to take a train, so there's no one to drive you to training when you're over there, and being offered a professional contract, I think has to be down there. Over there, it shows you've made it. When they talk about the stats, there's some crazy stats under the Professional Footballers Association in England. And it's like 1 or 2% of scholars get offered professional contracts, and from there, another 1% of the 1% get offered a second contract. So sitting down and signing my first professional contract at Cardiff was, I think it has to be, for sure. Or is that, or sitting on the bench for the first time? I was a 16-year-old, my first year scholar, in a championship game. It's like you're sitting there, you go from playing in front of like 5 sheep and a couple parents in the academy to sitting in front of 25,000 fans. Different experience for sure, but it's tough. I don't know, there's too many. You'll have more because you started when you're 20, but it's tough. It is tough to pick one, but it has to be either a professional contract, you're sitting in front of 25,000 people for the first time.
No, that's awesome. What about you, Martin? Like, what would you say is one of the most memorable moments as a footballer?
Like Jordan, there's so many. I mean, obviously your first contract is a massive time in your career because you work so hard to get there, and then playing for Canada the first time was huge. You go down playing in Central America for Canada, you're playing in front of 50,000 people regularly. Azteca, there's 100,000 down there, packed stadium.
Did you play at Azteca with a crowd like that?
No, I was sub.
Sorry.
I got to watch the game.
You were at the game.
He was one of the 50,000.
You could have just flirted with it. I was
there. I got to train on the pitch the day before. I didn't get in the game, but
I heard that place is pretty crazy.
It's pretty amazing just to see. So there's a lot of great moments. Cup competitions in England. I played in the semi-final of the League Cup, which was today. So.
Who'd you play against?
Middlesbrough. Juninho, Ravanelli, Emerson, all those guys are playing in.
And you were with who then?
Stockport County.
Stockport? Oh, no?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we...
you guys League 2 then? League 1?
Championship.
Or your championship?
Actually, League 1 at the time.
League 1?
We got promoted that season. So,
That's pretty cool.
Was there League 1, League 2
So
at the time, though? Or was it top league and League 1 was good?
It was Div 2 at the time I was playing in, and then the next year we were in Div 1 because there was no... That was when it was Premiership 1, 2, 3. Back then.
Just talking about championship.
Just had to clear it up.
I just want to clear it up. Like, he makes it seem lower than it is.
If I say the other way, people just don't know what you're talking about. So
because
I put it in modern day terms.
He says League 1, which is like, then you say like League 1 when he was playing back in the day. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff back in the day.
Not bad.
Yeah.